My name is Lara, and I've been asked to speak to you today about the harmful effects of sugar-sweetened beverages and why a tax should be implemented on them in the United States. Did you know that over 70 million American adults are obese? This is because people today are consuming more candy, sugars, like ice cream and junk food and processed foods, and the one I'm going to talk to you about today, sugar-sweetened beverages. More specifically, I'll talk about sugar-sweetened beverages in a Hispanic household and how common they are, the effects they have on the brain, and how much weight you would lose if you would cut them out for a year. People consume sugar-sweetened beverages because they think that's the only way that they can get an energy boost. But what they don't know is that there are more natural and healthier ways to get them into your body. This is a representation of how much sugar is actually in the sugar-sweetened beverages that we consume. From a small coffee to a Coke, they range from about 40 grams of sugar to 65 grams of sugar. Medline Plus, a medical encyclopedia, says that some of those ways to get those sugars into your body more naturally and healthy are fresh fruits and dairy products. But if you're lactose intolerant, you can substitute for water, oat milk, and even almond milk. Those sugary snacks and beverages have no nutritional value. They're just really high in calories and overall not good for you. In 2014, Mexico enforced a tax on sugar-sweetened beverages and have since then seen great results. Urban Institute, a nonprofit organization, confirmed that no state in the United States has implemented a tax, but that some cities instead have levied their soda taxes. I believe that putting a tax on sugar-sweetened beverages in the United States will benefit us and potentially lower our current number of obese people by at least 20%. Growing up in a Hispanic household, I can say that it's definitely way more common to consume those sugar-sweetened beverages. At every party or occasion, you barely see anyone drinking a bottle of water. Everyone always has some type of sugary drink in their hand. The CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, says that the Hispanic ethnicity has a 44.8% prevalence of obesity. That's because drinking sugar-sweet beverages is a normal thing, and no one really questions it because that's the way it's always been. No one really questioned it until 2012, when the Michigan Center for Diabetes Translation Research and the National Institute for Public Health in Mexico found that 71% of the adult population in Mexico was overweight or obese. And as a result of them enforcing the tax, they have seen a 6.1% reduction in the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages, which I'm sure caused some form of weight loss, but in order to keep the weight down, you have to participate in some form of physical activity. And I know from experience that physical activity is not only good for your physical health, but for your mental health as well. Which brings me to my second point. What effects do these sugar-sweetened beverages actually have on your brain? Healthline Media did a study in 2010 that showed that 55% of obese people are more stressed out and depressed. And two researchers did a study on two groups of rats. In group one, they gave them a non-stressful living environment and a 25% sugar solution. Group two, they gave a stressful living environment the same sugar solution. They came to the conclusion that sugar-sweetened beverages too early on in life can affect one's ability to recover from a stressful situation. And I can honestly say that this study is not only true for rats, but for human beings as well. Researchers at Boston University found that people who consume sugar-sweetened beverages are more likely to have smaller brain volume and a smaller hippocampus, which is the part of the brain responsible for stress and memory. But not only are the regular sugar-sweetened beverages bad for you, but the diet ones are much worse, because people who consume those are 3 times more likely to develop dementia and have a stroke. In addition, if you continue to put those unwanted sugars into your body, your brain continues to crave them, which ultimately makes your brain responsible for controlling your weight. And a part of the brain called the hypothalamus secretes molecules that affect your appetite. Specific types of brain cells then activate your appetite. So those added sugars lead to a regular and increased appetite, which causes your brain to crave them even more, thus causing you to gain excess weight. And so by enforcing and placing that tax on those sugar-sweetened beverages, people will be encouraged to stop buying and consuming them. They will participate in physical activity and better their brain function in those certain situations and lose a great amount of weight. But just how much weight could they lose? Which brings me to my final point. Just how much weight do you think you or someone who is obese could lose if they truly cut out those sugar-sweetened beverages for a year? Think about it. You or someone who's obese doesn't want to pay a little extra to put those unhealthy sugars into your body, so you make the big decision to cut them out altogether and see what happens. Do you think you could do it? How much weight do you think someone who's obese could lose? Healthline Media estimated that the average obese person is about 5 foot 9 inches tall and 200 pounds or more. So theoretically, if they stuck to a non-sugar sweetened beverage diet, they would lose about 1 to 2 pounds per week. There are 4 weeks in a month. So that's roughly about 6 pounds per month that they would lose. 12 months in a year, 12 times 6 is 72. If they truly cut out those artificial sugars and sugar-sweetened beverages, they could potentially lose up to 72 pounds in a year, or maybe even less. So by enforcing the tax, they can eliminate those high-calorie, non-nutritional sugars from their diet, lose the excess weight, feel more confident, and have a healthy lifestyle. To me, sugar-sweetened beverages are like a toddler in the other room who's too quiet. They're both up to no good. Sugar-sweetened beverages are the leading cause for the number of obese people in America, which, may I remind you, is currently over 70 million people. The way to decrease that number by at least 20% is by placing a tax on them so people won't want to buy them anymore. A tax will encourage people to stop consuming them, especially in Hispanic households where they are more common, better their brain's ability to function in stressful situations, and potentially get you to your dream weight in a year or less. So I'll leave you with this. Today, I challenge you to try and cut out those sugar-sweetened beverages for a year, or however long you can stand it, so you can see great results and feel the confidence you deserve.